Lesson 78. In this lesson, we learn a new verb, and that is naro. And naro means to tell, as in telling a story. So we will primarily use this new verb with the noun fabula, which means story. Let's jump right into our exercises. In exercise 1, naro is the verb, and that means I tell or I am telling, and fabulam is the direct object. So number 1 will say, I am telling a story. In number 2, narat is the verb. That means he, she, or it is telling, but we don't need the he, she, or it because agricola is the subject, and fabulam, again, is the direct object. So number 2 says, the farmer is telling a story. In number 3, narant is the verb. That means they tell or they are telling, but we don't need the word they because nautai is the subject, and fabulas is the direct object. Notice how fabulas is plural. It's in the accusative plural. So number 3 says, the sailors are telling stories. In number 4, amamus is the verb. That means we like or we love, and fabulas is the direct object. Fabulas is being possessed by nautai, which is in the genitive singular. So number 4 will say, we love the stories of the sailor, or we love the sailor's stories. In number 5, we have 2 independent clauses being joined by the word et. The first independent clause, nautai sunt in insula, says the sailors are on the island. And the second one, fabulas narant, says they are telling stories. So number 5 says, the sailors are on the island and they are telling stories. In number 6, natant is the verb. That means they swim or they are swimming, but we don't need the word they because inkolai is the subject. Insulai is in the genitive singular, and that's possessing inkolai. Prope actam is a prepositional phrase that means near the seashore. So number 6 says, the inhabitants of the island are swimming near the seashore. In number 7, ambulant is the verb. That means they walk or they are walking, but we don't need to use the word they because another word is the subject of the sentence. Actually, there are 2 subjects to this sentence, agricola and poeta, and they're being joined by the word et, being used twice to mean both and. Ad tabernam is a prepositional phrase that means to the shop. So number 7 will say, both the farmer and the poet are walking to the shop. In number 8, we have the word said, dividing the sentence into 2 smaller independent clauses. The first one, skaphos amatis, says, y'all love boats. And the second one, nautai non estis, says, y'all are not sailors. So number 8 will say, y'all love boats, but y'all are not sailors. In number 9, portat is the verb. That means he, she, or it is carrying, but we don't need the word he, she, or it because skapha is the subject of the sentence. Familias is the direct object, and that's plural. The word nautarum is in the genitive plural, and that's possessing the word familias. Ad insulam is a prepositional phrase that means to the island. So number 9 will say, the boat is carrying the families of the sailors to the island, or the boat is carrying the sailors' families to the island. In number 10, est is the verb. That means he, she, or it is, but we don't need the word he, she, or it because skapha is the subject. Nautarum is in the genitive plural, and that's possessing skapha. In aqua is a prepositional phrase that means in the water. So number 10 will say, the boat of the sailors is in the water, or the sailor's boat is in the water.